Alas, my kidneys, they are very angry at me because I have not been kind to them. Unfortunately, I have mashed up my kidneys just a little bit. Not too much, but enough to give me a bit of a kick up the proverbial behind. And yeah, let me tell you about how I did this. So I recently prepped for a photo shoot. Great experience. I really enjoyed so many things about it. I liked cutting weight. I liked being in control of like the amount of food I was eating, focusing on eating healthier foods. I like looking jacked. I like the compliments that I get from people instead of being a big fat belly powerlifter guy. People are like, "Oh, you look pretty jacked. Like, what's going on?" I'm actually like, I've lost a lot of mass, actually. I am less jacked in some ways. Anyhow, those are all aspects of getting ready for the photo shoot that I thoroughly enjoyed. I even enjoyed the process of dehydration, which is where I ran into problems with my kidneys. Now, basically, I did the water cut, which involves depleting your body of glycogen for a day or a few days, and then not that kind of drains the water from underneath your skin so you can see all the definition, but it also depletes the fullness from your muscles. Then you eat a load of carbs and you inflate the muscle. There's a super compensation that occurs. The muscle inflates, but you don't have any water underneath the skin because you're not really drinking much water at all. So I did this process. It's the first time I've ever done a water cut. I liked the mental challenge of it. I liked seeing myself become like Bane with all the veins sticking out of me everywhere after kind of like, pampering myself and doing all of the spray tan and shaving and everything. You feel pretty good about yourself, even though you feel kind of horrible because you're so terribly dehydrated. Um, I like all these things about it, but unfortunately, when I rehydrated after the photo shoot, I started to urinate again. Now, that's not unfortunate. It was unfortunate that I was so dehydrated that I didn't really urinate for a period of time for quite a while, and yeah, that just stopped. Uh, I was expecting the urine that came out to be extremely dark and rancid smelling. Now, I was surprised that the urine wasn't that dark, but it was extremely foamy, like really foamy. I'm talking about a beer that you've shaken up and it's got a massive head on it that's flowing over everywhere. That's what my piss looked like. Not the best. And yeah, my reaction to that was extreme stress and anxiety for a bit. It's like, oh dear, kidneys don't repair themselves very well, and I have here a clear sign that I am leaking proteins into my urine. I've tested it on dipsticks, I've done some blood tests, all this type of thing as well, and it looks like my kidneys are a little bit battered, and I am leaking a trace amount of protein into my urine. So I can go into the testing and all that type of stuff on a different video, but how did I damage my kidneys in this way? So, in this way that they're leaking protein, what happened during this bodybuilding photo shoot prep and water cut? What did I do? Well, I didn't take any diuretics, which I'm very happy about, otherwise, the problem could have been significantly worse. I didn't use any tren, which is known to be really harsh on the kidneys. So, what did I do? What did I do? Well, let's get into the drugs. Steroid wise, I was taking EQ only for about 6 weeks and only about 200 milligrams per week. Not a crazy amount, but EQ is known to be a little bit hard on the kidneys compared to other steroids like testosterone's not so bad, and I hear that masterone is pretty easy on the kidneys. So I chose EQ because of other properties it has, the lack of hair loss compared to the more hard DHT derivatives, and it fitted the profile that I was looking for, apart from the kidney stuff. What other drugs did I use? Anavar. Now, Anavar is an appropriate drug. Again, I used very low dosages. I'm talking like 20 to 30 milligrams a day for about a week's duration, and that's not excessive. That is not an excessive amount of Anavar. However, Anavar is not metabolized by the liver, it's metabolized by the kidneys and excreted by the kidneys, and I guess that may have placed an extra load on my kidneys. To be clear, I don't know which one of these variables it is, which has damaged my kidneys, but in unison, I have caused some damage, and now I am pissing protein, which is not ideal. What else did I do? Okay, during this cut, I increased my protein consumption from about 200 grams a day to 300 plus grams a day, or thereabouts. And protein places quite a lot of load on the kidneys. Yeah, having to filter out all that extra protein in the bloodstream does place quite a lot of stress on them. And yeah, I was doing that for a while. Moving on to the next point. What did I do to damage my kidneys? Well, during the dehydration process, the day before the photo shoot, you get up and you start eating high carbs with no water. I was doing this. I may have chosen better carbs, maybe. I don't know. I was just eating a lot of sugar because it was what I could get down me. It's my first ever water cut. I didn't educate myself on it very well. If you're going to do this, I encourage you, I implore you to educate yourself on this thoroughly before damaging yourself, you know, even though it is quite a fun process. To see yourself looking jacked as fuck. But yeah. So I was eating a lot of sugar, and sugar is pretty hard on the kidneys generally. I've seen some people online saying that you can fix your kidneys by going on a ketogenic diet and probably taking out the things that are damaging your kidneys. Stop doing them. Yeah, so I was eating a load of carbs and not drinking any water. That's not that helpful for kidney health. What I did not realize is that you're not meant to eat any protein the day before the shoot because, you know, you've done your muscle building and you don't need protein to carb up without drinking water a day before the shoot. My old coach, I was speaking to him, he's a very knowledgeable guy. He said that it will destroy your kidneys if you eat protein when you are not drinking any water for a day. So I think that this combination of EQ, Anavar, eating a high protein diet for a few months, combined with extreme dehydration. Maybe I was over dehydrating. I've never done this before. I I was just going off a few things that I kind of listened to off YouTube. So I was maybe over dehydrated, and then I was eating just lots of sugar and protein. I ate 230 odd grams of protein the day before the photo shoot. I should have had minimal protein on that day. All of these combined on top of kidneys that may not have been functioning 100% anyway. So originally, the warning signs that I had that my kidneys weren't functioning 100% for quite a few months now, even a few years, my urine has been pretty dark, and I have to drink copious amounts of water to get it looking like a normal color that I'd want. If you're going to be doing steroids and all that type of shit, do blood tests. Check for your kidney parameters, because once your kidneys are damaged, it is virtually impossible to repair them. And make sure you're drinking loads of water, and please check the color of your urine. If your urine is not getting very light despite drinking a load of water, you should really consider what you're doing. And yeah, just be careful. Be careful when you're doing this stuff, because like I'm the guinea pig, right? I'm the one that's making these mistakes, so you don't have to. So yeah, how am I going to fix my kidneys? Well, attempt to. I'm going to get onto that in the next video. I got a good few things lined up for that. But until next time, you can check me out on Instagram, Dave underscore squats, and yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something about keeping your kidneys safe while you're taking the roids and doing a water cut and all that good stuff. And until next time, I will catch you later. Peace.